Okay, welcome to class today. We've got a nice class today to help you in those moments of life where we all have them, where we just feel like we need to calm down a little bit. Maybe you feel a little bit of anxiety creeping in, and you just need to take a moment. These next 15 or 20 minutes, I got you. This yoga is just a powerful tool to help deal with anxiety. And the purpose of this class really is just to help you feel more grounded and centered, and also connect you with the present moment. So grab a couple yoga blocks and your yoga mat, put on something comfy, and if you know that you have trouble getting up and down off the floor, also bring a chair in, and that will help you as you come up and down off the floor. Grab those supplies and join me right back here. Let's begin. Okay, we will start in this seated position. So if you're looking at this going, it's not going to work for me, here are a couple of options. Okay, just prepping you for lots of options today. You can bring your blocks in just to kind of support this knee, outer thigh area. Another option is to sit on a block or two. Okay, you can see as I do that, my knees just lower down. We'd love our knees to be lower than our hips in this pose. Just if they're not there yet, that's okay. Okay, if these first two options don't work for you, grab your chair in, and you'll just sit on your chair with your knees a little bit apart and feel your hips kind of relax and open up right there. This is our beginning position. Just Sukhasana, easy pose. We'll bring hands to the heart or hands in your lap. Sit up nice and tall. We'd love to notice just our spine here. Head over our shoulders, shoulders over our hips. Close your eyes and just take 2 or 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Take one more breath. And at the end of this exhale, let's go ahead and open our eyes. We'll next be making our way to a tabletop position. So however you can get there, if you need your chair in, take a moment, grab your chair. We'll set our blocks to the side for the time being, and then just come into this tabletop position. From here, coming into child's pose, we'll bring our hips down to our heels, stretch your arms out in front of you. Now, for some people, their forehead will touch the mat, and their hips are all the way down to their heels. If that's not you right now, please don't worry about that. If your hips are a little lifted, that's fine. We're just working this direction with hips down to heels. Now, if that head is hovering, maybe bring your yoga block in just to find that really grounding sensation, forehead to the block. I love how this feels, that pressure point of the forehead connecting to your mat or your yoga block. And we'll just take a couple breaths right here. Breath might not be moving as freely, but make sure it is present. And take another breath. Feel the sensation of your body. Where do you feel this pose? Let's slowly lift those hips up. From here, if you've got your block, move it to the side, and we'll just take this left arm under right. That palm will be up toward the ceiling, and just lower down to that left shoulder, left side of the head. Now, sometimes I like to keep this right hand right in front of my face for a little support, or you can draw those right fingertips out toward the top of your mat. And just kind of try to notice again where you feel this body, where you feel your body in this pose. I like to bring my hips down ever so slightly closer toward my heels, and then I feel the stretch a little bit better. So just kind of play with the hip motion or the hand placement, and then take a couple breaths. Inhale, exhale, Inhale. Exhale. Let's draw that right hand back right in front of your face. Press the ground away now as you make your way back to that tabletop pose. We'll now draw our right arm under left. Just slowly lower that right shoulder down toward the mat, right side of the head. And you can keep that left hand placed right in front of your face or draw it out to the top of the mat. A few breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. It's nice to explore the pose, especially on your exhales. So just as you're breathing out, just be like, how could I feel this a little better? Sometimes you pop right into a pose and you're like, oh yeah, that's the spot. But oftentimes we need to explore for just a moment. Great job. Take another breath. And as you end this exhale, bring that left hand back right in front of your face. Press the ground away. As you lift up into your tabletop pose, we'll now bring our hands toward the top of the mat and step your feet back toward the back of the mat. Tuck your toes. You'll find a brief plank position here. And then we'll lift those hips up, finding down dog. Look back through your knees. Pedal those feet out. And then as you're kind of pedaling feet out, begin walking them to the top of your mat. Just go nice and slow here. Now this is a spot where we'll be coming to a standing position. So if you know that you need a chair for assistance or your blocks, bring those blocks or the chair in and just slowly make your way up to standing mountain pose. A really grounding pose here. Feet are about hip distance apart. Arms down by your sides, and then we'll slowly just bring those shoulder blades slightly together. Gaze right in front of you, right down the tip of your nose. We're just looking ahead, lifting your feet up, your toes up, place them down again. And I just like to think, what am I looking forward to today? What is coming up? What can I create? Give a sense of lightness to it, nothing heavy. Take another breath. Great job. We'll begin into our forward fold now. So you can bring your hands to your heart or hands out in front of you if you know you need a chair or blocks for support. We're just lengthening that spine out. So we're not going really rounded here. This is our no-go. We're just lengthening spine out, belly drawing in as you lean forward to your blocks, to your chair maybe, to your blocks, or maybe hands to the floor. Forward fold. Look back through your knees. Inhale. Exhale. Slight bend in the knees is fine. We want to feel the stretch right in your midpoint of your hamstring. If you're feeling a lot behind your knees, that's your cue to bend your knees or maybe back out of the pose just a little bit. Take a couple more breaths here. Explore the pose to the best of your ability. We really don't want lower back here. So if that's where you're feeling it, I really recommend a generous bend in your knees. Okay, connecting ribs to thighs and then working to straighten here with the more flat back. Great job. Let's take 2 more breaths here in the forward fold. Then you might want your block for this next pose. It's just a little half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. We're just lengthening the spine out, draw the belly in, gaze right in front, and then exhale, forward fold. So we're getting some muscle activation here. Lifting, holding might enable you to fold a little bit deeper. Okay, so I'm just demoing a few ways to use your blocks. And then if you feel like you don't need blocks, where we usually go is hands to shin, lengthen and fold, or maybe fingertips to the floor. Lengthen and fold. Let's hold the fold now for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, generous bend in your knees. Plant your hands at the top of the mat. Step back, all the way back into plank. Hold here just for a breath or so. If this is a lot on your wrists, you're always welcome to come down to forearms, okay? Forearms or wrists. Good. And then we'll lift up and back into down dog. So if you're on forearms with me, one at a time or both, come back to your hands, lift into down dog. Okay, down dog, pedaling the feet out, looking back through the knees, lifting hips. If down dog doesn't agree with you, if it's not in your practice, we come to puppy pose or child's pose, just bringing our knees down, exploring this inversion. You can see your hips are over your heart here in puppy pose. Okay, good. One more breath, either down dog or puppy pose. I'm just kind of showing both. Down dog. Again, puppy pose. Knees down, hips stay lifted. Good. Let's have everybody come down to their bellies now. Okay, so just rolling forward, coming down to your belly. We'll bring our hands right by our ribs and lift up into a cobra. So toes gently touching, shoulder blades coming together. Lift on up, press the ground away. Just a slight little back bend. We're just here for one more breath. Big inhale. And exhale, slowly come down. Forehead comes down. Let's tuck our toes. We'll lift first to our knees. And then keeping those toes tucked, lift back into your downward facing dog. We're just here for a couple breaths. Good job. Puppy pose if you prefer. And then we'll begin walking back into one more standing mountain pose. So we're just bringing our feet forward, forward. Bend your knees whenever you need to. Good. Walk your hands up your legs or use your chair or your blocks. Come all the way up. Arms out by your sides. Feet pressing into the mat. Belly drawing in. Shoulder blades slightly together. Take another breath here. Great job, you guys. Let's make our way back to a seated position now. So again, using your chair or your blocks to come down to the floor. We'll sit in Sukhasana for another breath or two. So about 5 breaths here. If you need to draw those blocks in for support, I'll demo using them around your knees. If that feels nice to you. Taking a little breathing exercise known for really balancing, calming the mind. Okay, just a box breath. We're going in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Let's begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Hands in your lap. Big long inhale. Nice slow exhale. As you come down to your back, go nice and slow, just taking in this moment, each vertebrae connecting to the mat. For a little gentle twist, we'll just plant our feet. What I want you to do, first of all, plant your feet about hip distance apart. Just a slight lift to your pelvis and then just gently tuck it under. Place it back down on the mat. Bring those feet out about hip distance apart or wider, actually. Let's go wider. Find the very outer edges of your mat. with your feet. So clear out to the outer edges, and then let's cactus our arms. So just bending your elbows, drop your knees to the right. Oh, you guys, I can't tell you how much I love this pose. And to the left. Okay, if you're loving hip classes, if your hips just need a little extra work, if you're looking for hip classes, I should say, my hip help class, it's a course of 5 classes with just yummy stuff like this for your hips. So you might want to give that a try. Go back and forth one more time on each side. And then let's land in goddess pose for a moment. So that is soles of the feet together, knees dropping open. Now if that bothers your hip, pelvis, knee area, again, you can bring blocks in for support just on the outer thigh area. Hands resting on your belly. Just a really grounding pose here. Lower back pressing in. Breath moving freely. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. And then we'll lengthen our legs out into Savasana, legs out to the very outer edges of the mat, arms down by your sides. Now make sure your legs and arms aren't touching anything, that you just have free space right there. Slightly lift your shoulder blades up and place them down again, causing your heart area to be nice and open. And then just let your body melt into the mat. I love to float off here with just a sense of gratitude and appreciation for my physical body, for the things I was able to do today. It's just not something that we want to take for granted. Now, everything might not have gone perfectly for you. It never does. So just know that. Celebrate the victories and determine to come back again and try again the things that didn't go the way you would like. Let the mind loosen, let the strands unravel, and just enjoy this last minute here. Begin to wake your body up now by wiggling your fingers and toes. Then bring your arms up above your head, point your toes, lengthen out. Gently roll to your side in the fetal position for a few breaths. And then press yourself up into a seated position. If this easy pose that we haven't taken a few times doesn't feel easy, you can always lengthen one leg out too. As we close class today, just bring your hands to your heart. Let your fingertips touch that heart area. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a lovely day. Feel free to like, comment, and share. Pleasure being with you. Namaste.